now and speak to Dr. Kwame Asasante. He's Director of Center for European Affairs and also Political Science Lecturer at the University of Ghana. Doc, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I hope you're doing well.
I'm well. And yourself?
I'm doing very well as well. And Doc, yesterday we saw the launch of the National Economic Dialogue, and President John Dramani Mahama clearly stating the rationale behind it. We also heard Dr. Kasela Forsen talk about it. But conspicuously missing was the representation from the New Patriotic Party. This dialogue is supposed to have a national approach to it. What do you make of it? I mean, I'm sure looking at what has happened over the years, was that surprising to you?
Thank you for the opportunity. I believe that the decision of the NPP not to represent at that function was totally wrong. If you believe in working together in Parliament, why can't you also work together outside Parliament if your goal is to save the interests of this country? The economy and every other aspect of it is critical. So I don't see any reason that that will enable the political party not to attend a forum of this nature to share some of the ideas, perspective that they have on the issue. So it's very unfortunate. But they have their own reason for not attending. But I think that it is such forum that you get all manner of perspective on issue. I believe it's a good forum, and no wonder you have even people, individuals, from the MPP, like a former governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Akwa, was the governor under President War. Then I think Mr. Sapong and the rest of them. You see, things of this nature brought all ideas brought on the table. We look at which one is feasible if we are working for our country. So, forums of this nature expect that has knowledge that will support the cause of this country. You can't deny the state that.
But what message does it send politically? Because some have argued that this could be a political tool being deployed by the NPP.
I don't know to what end. What is the ultimate aim? I'm not sure that the NPP exists today to undermine the interest and effort of this country. Far from it, NPP. Right? So, if what I'm saying is true, then I don't see to support a cause of this nature. Remember, in Parliament, NPP supports every effort. So this comes to me as a surprise. But outside Parliament, why are you not doing the same support? I don't get it. But the good news is that the NDC is going ahead. The good people of this country who have expertise in this area are in there to support the cause. That's the spirit behind every democratic enterprise. And that you will get some people, whether majority or minority, who have a cause. And if all things work well, everybody, it rob off everybody. The effect will be total on us, positively.
And what would be your expectations of the dialogue and its attendant impact on the economy as a whole?
I expect a program of this nature not to be completed and then put on shelves of political office holders. The Sinche, dialogue, the first one, I didn't see much of it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I did know from where I sit, I didn't see much in terms of its inclusion into the scheme of things of the government of the day. This time around, if what I'm saying is true, this time around, I'm sure the president has taken a critical look of it, and he wants to amend his ways and make sure that this will feature prominently into the life of the economy. For all you know, I am getting it wrong, and that it was made part and parcel of the government structure and the government workings at the time. But if that was not the case, I expect that this time around we will not lose guard, will not lose our guard on it, and then make sure that all the ideas we derive will be factored into this course. I, as an individual, my hope and prayer that we should build our economy to the extent that we should not go to IMF at all. I want to see Ghana beyond IMF, and I think we are capable. We should work in such a way that anything that will cause us to go to IMF, we avoid it, and then own economic solutions to our problems.
But Doc, we've said it before that we are a sovereign nation, we are a proud nation, we would not return to the IMF, yet we ended up there.
Yes, that's what I was coming to. That we should not just, make noise about it, but we should walk the talk. That we don't want to be there. Working ourselves, getting there. Two things. At it, and then make sure that what you profess is what you realize by working to achieve that aim. That is the spirit behind exercise. But every time we come and do an exercise of this nature, only to go to the office, and a few months or years later, we are at the doorstep of IMF. Yes, it shouldn't be the case. I'm not we generate resources here and there. I think when we put our acts together, we should be able to gather enough of resources to turn our fortunes around. People with economists will tell you that even small-scale mining, the last quarter, or the first quarter of last year gave us over $2 billion. So, from where I start in my mind, if you go on at half of the year, you should be getting billion US dollars. We are in IMF looking for $3 billion. And small-scale mining, if we would tighten all the notes, do the right things, and make sure that what we do is what is expected of us, by half of the year, we should get the money that we are now looking for at the IMF with all the conditionalities and all that. So it's to get our priorities right. Once we get our priorities right, and we are also physically, and we are also working at it, come on, sky is our limit.
Interesting. And talking about our priorities right and making sure that we are pulling our resources together, the finance minister has revealed that our state-owned enterprises, as it stands now, the outlook is terrible. They are not only on their knees, they are actually crippling. That's the state of our SOEs as a country. And clearly, we have had cause to say we are revamping some, we are putting investments in some. What really are we missing in our state-owned enterprises and ensuring that they are functioning at maximum?
We are missing 2 or 3 things. One, there should be a standard operating procedure for them. There should be a target for which they should achieve. And there should be resources to push them, for them to fall on, to be able to discharge their work not only effectively, but most efficiently. And above all, there should be a monitoring system to touch base with the ground and see what is being done, whether they are in tune. That the state-owned enterprises should be able to uplift their game and then provide what is needed for the state. That is all.
So clearly, there are solutions, but it looks like over the years, we rather see these enterprises take a nosedive in terms of their profitability. Now we are told STC is in debt. Many of these enterprises are not being, they're not living up to standard. And you have listed these points. How come these are lost on the leadership of the country?
The only answer to your question is that we don't want to do it. I am not the unintelligent person more than any person in this country. People have superior minds. That one, they are not giving opportunity. Two is provision added.
Hello, Doc. I'm losing you. So if you could just reposition so that we can get a clearer. It is clearer now.
All that I'm saying that, look, there are people who are ready to work. They have no resources to work with. There are people who are working. There is no supervision to see whether they are doing what is expected of them. And then there is also a system that doesn't care a hoot about if it has thrown money out, it wants to ensure value for money. If we get all these basics right, I tell you, no problem is unsurmountable. You'll be able to surmount all problems and make life better for everybody. Look, there is no problem that there is no way out of it. Far from it. People will tell you, is it rocket science? Even rocket science, people study it. So what is it that we cannot do? But except that we have taken a nonchalant attitude to what managing state resources, because it doesn't come from our own pocket. That is the crux of the matter. If we apply ourselves to all the things we do and take into consideration that we are working for ourselves, I tell you, the game will change. Are we there? We can be there, provided we make a conscious effort to make sure that we get there. And then those who are managers of the political office, the appointing authority, should not be able to step on toes when the need arises. They are very much afraid for loyalty reasons and for other reasons known to them. Please, there shouldn't be anything. Put your foot down. In politics, if you are afraid to step on toes, you remain still. So move on, step on toes, and demand what is expected of you. Of course, when you are stepping on toes, you are not, mind you, we are not going against their human rights and all that. But if for professional reasons you are going to step on toes using the rules of the game, why not?
Now, Doc, does appointments to these SOEs in terms of leadership, managing directors, CEOs, does that have anything to do with how they are effectively run? And if so, should we be looking at performance-based remuneration? Because even though we are told that these agencies, these enterprises are not profitable, it looks like when it comes to remuneration, nothing changes. It rather improves.
On what basis are you remunerating the individual who is at post? Is what? Performance are what? Is not driven. It should be performance driven. Your target is this, you meet it, this is what comes to you in terms of what? Your remuneration. Otherwise, you can sorry in the office.
Hello, Doc?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Your line has been a bit tricky with us this morning, but you can make the point on the performance-based remuneration.
I am saying that the appointing authorities, more often than not, they just appoint without making sure that they demand results. Your remuneration must be tied to what? Your performance. And that if you are able to provide results of a nature, you are entitled to X amount of what, remuneration. That would drive people crazy for them to deliver their what all to support us. But if it's like business as usual, that you are there at the end of the month, you collect your salary, there will not be any motivation for anybody to work. Let people know that this is the finish line. Get there and get remunerated. You don't get there, you suffer the consequence thereof. That should be the game changer. We should have a paradigm shift towards the way we do things in this country if we really want to improve this country. Otherwise, we will always be looking around for the youth of this country, looking for greener pastures elsewhere. And now, look at how America is tightening the noose. They are not wrong. They are building their society. Others may follow suit. You will never know. So the time is now for us to realize that there is no other state than Ghana. That let us build it, and that will be comfortably in here. Going outside there, right. Opportunity will not exist for you. But who knows, when you build your own can what? Deliver the goods that you expect. Home sweet home.
Home sweet home. Thank you so much, Doc, for your time this morning. It's always engaging speaking to you. That's Dr. Kwame Asante. He is the director for the Center of European Affairs and also political science lecturer at the University of Ghana. Now we're coming into a conversation that I'm pretty much excited about, but not too excited. I'll tell you why shortly. I'm excited because I get to speak to young people doing amazing things. I'm not excited